Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our next edition of It's Testy Tuesday. Testy Tuesday, also known as Testing Tuesday. Say it however you want. You're going to have a test. You should know by now, come Tuesday, get ready for a pop quiz. I think today's is a rather easy one. Jesus brought about kind of a new way, but not so new way of teaching the people. He basically recrafted a rabbinic form of teaching and gave it a little more oomph, you might say. Tell me, what was the name of that kind of teaching? What is it called? You have as many seconds as I give you. Good luck. Oh, you want me to give you a choice of answers? All right. I'll give you 5 answers. You pick the correct one. What was the new way of teaching that Jesus introduced? Was it a paradigm? Was it a parabola? Was it a parable? Was it a paradox? Or was it a veggie tale? Good luck. Dun 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 dun. Time up. It's so easy, I'm not even going to give you that long. Did you get it? The correct answer is no, it's not veggie tales. It is parable. Parable. Now, a lot of people think parables, that's something that Jesus did. Well, excuse me, not really. Parables were around for a while. A lot of rabbis had used them in their teaching sessions, but Jesus gave a new twist to the parable. And his were kind of unique in that they went beyond just being moralistic tales. They were teachings that pointed to a new way of living. But that new way of living, sometimes it was kind of hard to figure out exactly what he was talking about. Now this is why I love the Gospel of Matthew. I mentioned this eons ago in one of my videos that if you were to memorize any gospel, the easiest one to memorize is not necessarily the shortest one. Mark's the shortest, but the easiest is Matthew. Why? Because Matthew takes all the teachings of Jesus and puts them in 3 clumps, 3 speeches or discourses. The first one that we saw earlier in the year was the Sermon on the Mount. We're all pretty familiar with that. The second one came a little bit later. We just kind of finished up with it not too long ago, and that was the missionary discourse. What did he tell those disciples when he sent them out? And now we come to the last one, which is really a series of parables that are strung one after the other. So Matthew crafted his gospel so that you and I could actually memorize it much easier than, oh, what did Jesus say? Where did he say this? Da, da, da. No, he probably said all these things multiple times in multiple places. But the way Matthew puts it together makes it easy to remember, especially in a day and age when there's not a lot of Bibles sitting around. There is not a Bible on every coffee table, folks. Not back then. They're usually just sitting somewhere in a temple or possibly in a leader of the church in their home. And it wasn't even the complete Bible that we have. Just bits and pieces, letters of Paul, maybe a snippet of this gospel or of that gospel. No complete Bibles until way, way later in the history of the church. So, what is that unique teaching that Jesus gave us? Parable. And it means to place alongside of, literally, place alongside of. He placed right alongside of ordinary, daily things that you and I would see if we lived back then, every day. and would give a teaching about God's kingdom or how we live as God's people. Boom. Wow. That's cool, Jesus. Thanks. Well, it didn't always turn out that way. Sometimes it was, what are you saying, Jesus? And he leaves it up to us to figure out. We'll talk about more about this week's parable that we find in our lectionary reading later in the week. In the meantime, just remember, those parables are all about God's love for you and for me, and how we share that incredible love with the world around us. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. It's going to be an awesome one.